let's start now with the exercises for Chapter 2. For the first problem, 30 students in the School of Business were asked what their majors were. The following represents the responses. We have M for management, A for accounting, E for economics, O for others. We know straight away by looking at our data that this is a qualitative data. Based on this, we want to construct a frequency distribution, a relative frequency distribution, and a percentage frequency distribution. Straight away, you know from the problem that N is equal to 30. So we start. Our different categories will be the different majors: management, accounting, economics, and others. You could have used whatever order you preferred. The order is not important for qualitative data. So either order of the majors would work. Now, how do I find the frequency? You will go back to your data and you will count how many management majors do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you will do that for each major. So the frequency for management is 12, for accounting is 9, for economics is 6, and for other is 3. At the end, add them up, make sure that you took into account all of them. The summation of the frequencies always has to add up to your sample size, which it does. Relative frequency. How do I find the relative frequency? I take the frequency of each class and divide it by the total number of entries. So 12 over 30.4, 9 over 30.3, 6 over 30.2, and 3 over 30.1, for a total of 1. Percent frequency, whatever you have in your relative frequency, you multiply it by 100%. So this is going to be 40%, 30%, 20, and 10, for a total of 100%. Now, construct a bar chart. I have used the frequency distribution. You create your scale. You enter the different majors. Management has a frequency of 12. You extend it up to 12. Accounting 9, economics 6, and others 3. That could also be a Pareto chart, because if you notice, it goes to it is presented in ascending order. Make sure that in a bar chart, when you create a bar chart, that the bars are separated. Now, how do we create the pie chart? Once again, the easiest way is to use the percent frequency. Imagine the whole circle being 100%, and based on their different percent frequencies, you can do the openings for each sector. So your pie chart would look something like this. For the next problem, below you are given the examination scores of 20 students. That means that N is equal to 20. You want to construct a frequency distribution, a cumulative frequency distribution, and a relative frequency distribution for this data set. So we start with the classes from 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, and 90 to 99. So to find the frequency for each class, you will go to your data set and you will see how many entries do I have from 50 to 59, 50 and 59 included. You literally go in and you count the number of entries you have. So in our case, we have 3 entries from 50 to 59. So your frequency will be 3. And you do the same for the remaining ones. 2, 5, 4, and 6, for a total of 20. Cumulative frequency. To find the cumulative frequency, as we mentioned before, you start always with the frequency of the first class, and you keep adding on the frequencies as you move from class to class. You accumulate the frequencies. So 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 4, 14. 14 plus 6, 20. The same as your sample size. So the last cumulative frequency is equal to your sample size. Relative frequency, we take each frequency and divide it by the total number of entries. So you will do 3 over 20, 2 over 20, and so on and so forth. 0.15, 0.1, 0.25, 0.2, 0.3. Right. It adds up to 1. So we're good. If we were to construct the histogram based on our classes, again, I have used the frequency. This is how your histogram should look like. Again, you cannot mess up with the order of the bars. We have to start from the same, from the first class to the last class, and extend the height of the bars based on the frequency, relative frequency, or percent frequency. The highest, the tallest the bar, the highest the frequency. And always keep in mind that the bars have to be connected in a histogram. Construct a stem and leaf display. You start with the minimum entry. The minimum entry is 52. The maximum is 99. So you start from 5 all the way to 9. You take each one of the entries and you separate them into stem and leaf. So this is how your stem and leaf should look like. Now, for the following observations, plot a scatter diagram and indicate what kind of relationship, if any, exists between X and Y. So, we are given the data sets. We have the X and the Y. We create the scale, and we go to our graph and fill in the points. So, when X is 2, Y is 7. So, this is your first point. When X is 6, Y is 19. So you go all the way here. And you should end up with a scatter plot that looks something like this. Based on this scatter plot, we can safely assume that the two variables have a positive, strong relationship. Notice that the points almost form a straight line. If the points form a straight line going upwards from left to right, then we have a perfect positive relationship. In this case, we have a strong positive relationship because once again, the points follow an ascending order from left to right. There are 800 students in the School of Business Administration. There are 4 majors in the school: accounting, finance, management, and marketing. The following shows the number of students in each major. So you are given the frequency for each student, basically. So all I'm asking is for you to construct a bar chart. So as soon as you have the frequency, you simply create your scale and you create the bar chart. Based on the order followed here, this is how your bar chart should look like. Straight away, you can see that management has the highest frequency out of all the remaining majors. And this concludes the problems for chapter 2.